Sister, did you hear what the orange cheese puff said? It's all over the news. Aunt Star's crotchety voice crackled from the tiny speaker of the cell phone into the stale air of Jewel Cutterbuck's cluttered living room. He was caught on tape bragging about grabbing women's lady parts. Trudy swiveled in the worn recliner and gazed across at her mother, Jewel, an aging beauty queen who'd let the contents of her household pile up around her like sand dunes. For Trudy, the sound of Aunt Star's voice functioned as both a welcome and a warning. Jewel frowned at the cell phone in her hand like a stink bomb had gone off. Good God, Star, what will the man say next? Jewel sat on one end of the sagging gold velvet sofa, flanked on both sides by Spanish-style end tables from the 70s. He used the P word, sister. All the networks are talking about it. Jewel's jaw dropped as she scooted forward and placed the phone on a stack of books on the ornately carved coffee table. You mean like meow? She covered her mouth with a delicate hand freckled in liver spots to stifle a giggle. Trudy bolted out of the recliner, letting the back of the rocker thump against the textured wall. The song made famous by Tom Jones crooned in her head. Bending over the coffee table, she cupped her hands on her knees and blurted into the cell. What's new, pussycat? Aunt Star roared with laughter on the other end of the line. Lovey, is that you? When did you roll into town? Hey, Aunt Star. About 5 minutes ago. Trudy glanced up at her mother and winked. Mama Jewel and I were just discussing what to have for supper. You girls should splurge and go to Fur's cafeteria. They serve everything but alcohol. Jewel leaned forward on the sofa, jutting her chin toward the phone. Star, Fur's closed 2 months ago. I'm going to miss their baked fish and banana pudding. Star sighed on her end. Sister, I sure hate to hear that. Next thing you know, Pardon's going to dry up and blow away, especially since the base closed. Was it Trudy's imagination, or did her mother's whole body change when Aunt Star mentioned the base? The place where Trudy was born. The last place they'd waved goodbye to her father after he crawled up the ladder to his jet and flew away into oblivion. Jewel pulled off her knit cap and fluffed her crop of silver hair. There's talk they're going to repurpose the base, maybe move the municipal airport out to the old airfield, turn the quarters into affordable housing. I'll believe it when I see it, Star huffed. Heck, it took Pardon years to even get a McDonald's. Jewel rolled her eyes and made a yapping sign with her hand. She lowered her voice and muttered under her breath to Trudy. Just because she's the oldest by 1 year, that makes her the authority on everything. Trudy hoped her aunt didn't hear her mother's snarky comment. Well, at least we finally got a Walmart, Jewel said, trying to humor her sister. And you call that progress? Star shot back. Ever since Aunt Star had moved to Las Vegas, New Mexico, a quaint little town nestled in the foothills of the Sangre de Cristo Mountains, she got her digs in about Pardon. While Trudy went to work tidying up the magazines and books, she leaned toward the phone and joked. Aunt Star, the biggest problem with Pardon is it missed Route 66 by about 100 miles. A dry chuckle erupted from the other end of the phone. Jewel gave Trudy a big thumbs up and mouthed, Good one, before she pulled her knit cap back down over her head and burrowed back into the sofa. Aunt Star's voice burbled out of the phone again. So, how's my favorite stewardess?